Support is generally considered the role with the least amount of impact out of all 5 roles. So I wanted to take a look at a support player who has more impact than anyone else in the game. This is Immortals Ole. He is the starting support for Immortals, and he recently hit rank 1 on the NA Challenger ladder. How the hell did a support player hit rank 1? Let's take a look at Ole's playstyle. I have watched every single one of Ole's VODs in the last month, and I noticed something. Ole roams a lot. I mean, like, a lot. Compared to other high-ranking supports like P1 Stunt, Ole is all over the map. In one game Ole played as Thresh, he spent a total of 4 minutes in the actual bot lane. He spends most of his time in the early game in the river between mid and bot lane. Ole often plays jungle as his secondary role, and this makes him really good at roaming and setting up ganks. Ole is incredibly patient with his ganks. He can sit there for up to 40 seconds and wait for you just to make a single misstep, a single mistake, and as soon as you do, he will punish you for it. Oftentimes, Ole really likes to roam with his jungler. He roams in accordance with his jungler's jungling path so that he can gank along with his jungler at the same time. Since they have the most map presence, jungle players hit rank 1 all the time. But since Ole is constantly roaming on support, he feels like a secondary jungler. You could almost say that he's like a jungle sidekick. Even if Ole is not going for a gank, he's constantly fighting for vision in the river to make it safer for his mid laner and his jungler. You could call him a Gole because he doesn't let anything slip through his defense between mid and bot lane. To supplement his high roam playstyle, Ole likes to play Thresh and Bard. He is capable of playing peel supports such as Soraka and Janna, but he doesn't choose to do so often in solo queue. Ole plays roam-based champions because he feels that he can carry harder in solo queue, and he feels more excited when he plays them. He really likes to buy mobility boots. He says if he thinks he can roam, then he will just rush mobility boots. In fact, in his last 10 games, Ole first bought mobility boots before anything else in 9 out of those 10 games, whether he was ahead or behind. Whenever Ole roams, he always brings a control ward along with him. Unless he's been snowballing his lane ahead, Ole does not stay in the bot lane. He feels that unless he can get something bot lane, he tries to roam instead. Basically, he is constantly doing something, trying to scare the enemy laners into playing safer, trying to get vision for his laners so they can play more aggressive. One thing that Ole really likes to do is gank his own lane. Since he plays hook-based champions like Thresh and Blitzcrank a lot, it can be quite easy to predict if you can see the champion in lane and approaching you fast. By ganking his own lane like a jungler, he's more easily able to hit his hook skill shots. One thing that Ole does a lot that many supports actively try to avoid is Ole takes kills in the early game. If you look at Ole's stats, in a lot of those games, the numbers don't look like a support's KDA, they look like a laner's KDA. Ole intentionally takes kills in the early game because getting more gold for your support in your early game is much more effective than getting kills on your AD carry. Think about how useful it actually is to get a longsword or a cull on your AD carry in the early game as compared to if your support was able to get Sightstone by 5 minutes. If you can get a fast Sightstone or mobility boots really early on, that will help your team's early game out a lot more than a little bit of extra AD on your AD carry. Marksmen are meant to be scaling champions, and supports are meant to carry them through the early game, so it makes a lot more sense that they should be hitting their item spikes first. One of the reasons that Ole is so good at hook champions like Thresh is that he's so good at setting up hooks through vision. He's very good at predicting the enemy's movements in pockets of vision. He throws his hooks where people are going to be, not where they currently are. As my old football coach used to say, don't throw the ball where the receiver currently is, throw the ball where the receiver is going to be. And that is exactly what Ole is so good at doing. I think Ole's greatest strength is his ability to be able to predict enemy movements and shot calling with the rest of his team. In this clip, Ole's jungler Elise just got picked off by Tahm Kench and Lee Sin. Rather than walking straight back to bot lane, he waits patiently in the brush for them to finish Scuttle Crab. Ole correctly predicts that Lee is going to invade and try to take Gromp since Elise is dead, so he makes the call for his mid laner to follow him into their own jungle. Tahm Kench returns to the bot lane because he assumes that his jungler is going to be safe. Ole goes in and hits a great hook, guaranteeing a revenge kill on Lee Sin. Ole is really good at shot calling and directing his team, and he is very tilt-proof. In some of the games that I watched, I never thought Ole would make a reasonable comeback. Ole never gives up a game, no matter how bad it looks. He's always trying to look at the positive side. Ole's in-game name is Humble Diligent, and he does live up to it. The enemy team doesn't have twice as many kills as us, they only have 5 more kills than us. Don't worry, don't feed, I'll carry. If you are nice to your team, they will be nice to you. The time that we play together is short, but why should I spend that time on being negative to other people when I can spend that little bit of time praising them instead? In one game, Ole played with Tyler 1, and Tyler wasn't having the most fun time. He was constantly getting one-shot because he was playing Jinx vs Zed, so he just wanted to play the next game. What did Ole say? No, we can win. Trust, believe in us. Even if his AD carry has given up, he still hasn't given up protecting his AD carry. Telling Tyler to believe in the team. Ole is like the main character of an anime series, staying super positive throughout the entire thing. Ole still lost that game, of course. I mean, it's just, he never succumbed to the negativity, but, you know, your memes are dreams, and friendship doesn't prevent your Zed from blowing up your ADC. This isn't some fantasy land, this is League of Legends. Now, Ole's playstyle is not the only one able to get to a high rank as a support player. There are plenty of other lane-focused support players. But in terms of supports, Ole's is the only one that has ever gotten to rank 1. His jungle-like, vision-based, aggressive support style does seem to be the best when it comes to carrying as a support player. Hi there, my name's Donghua. Huge thanks to IMT Ole for answering my questions about his playstyle. You can check out his Twitch stream in the description below. You can follow him on Twitter. Hopefully IMT will actually win something this season, maybe. In terms of runes and masteries, Ole's setup is pretty standard. There's no real deviations. He just has 2 versions, one for Thresh, one for Bard. He's not really changing it. It's just mostly just very early game focused and pretty much just standard with auto attack harass. The video's over at this point, but if you want, you can stick around for the bonus content. The bonus content is just me talking over some of my favorite plays from spectating Ole. Until next time then, bye! So after watching all of Ole's VODs, so these are some of my favorite clips that I found that I couldn't really find a place for them in the video, but I thought they were really fun to watch. So this one is basically Ole was trying to get a gank mid, but he couldn't really do it. So what he does instead is he spam pings for Rek'Sai to go camp this brush because Bard has to eventually go through here. And just like clockwork, like Bard shows up perfectly as soon as everyone gets there, and it's just amazing to see how just precise just everything is. Like it's all according to Ole's plan. It's like he's directing an orchestra and they're all part of his symphony. And this last clip was the one that made me laugh the hardest. Basically, Ole's playing Trundle support, and he starts Pillar, and he just traps Sona in. She literally can't move because she's body blocked by the Pillar and Ole's physical body. So she has to. He basically forces her flash at level 1, and then he plays the rest of the lane super patiently. And as soon as he hits levels 2, and he regens a decent amount, he just all-ins on Sivir, and he gets 2 first blood kills. So it's just, yeah, he and Lucian basically just win this game at around 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, around 5 minutes. That's just, they just win this game because the jungler comes in and she can't really do anything. What's funny about Ole is that even though he has he plays Thresh and Bard like an insane god, he has all these weird support picks that he just makes work. So for example, Elise, his favorite jungler is Elise, but he has played at least I would say 5 games as support Elise, maybe more. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I've seen him play just straight up Elise support, and it wasn't an accident. He just picked Elise support. He's just like, let's play Elise support, and he fucking makes it work.